Alright, go ahead and loosen your lug nuts while the Jeep's on the ground. Alright, we're going to go ahead and jack it up. Go ahead and remove your lug nuts. And get the tire out of the way. Put the jack stand up underneath it so it don't fall on you and you have to start beating those brake caliper bolts off. Alright, if you're running wheel spacers, I'm going to go ahead and take them off right now. Alright, you want to take your large C-clamp and insert the screw end into the caliper opening and push that piston back in your caliper so it's easier to take the brakes off. Then remove your C-clamp off your brake caliper. Alright, you want to locate the top and bottom bolt for your calipers and remove them. They're on the back side of your caliper. Now you'll need to take a pair of pliers and hold that internal bolt so you can get the outer bolt out. Alright, you want to pull both these bolts out, and then you can move on to removing your caliper and place it up somewhere where it's not going to put any stress on your brake lines. If you can't get a place to rest it, hang it with a wire or something. Alright, you want to locate and remove the two bolts that hold the brake assembly on. These are a little bit harder. You're going to probably have to use a hammer, rubber mallet or something, or a cheater bar to get them broke. Once you get these two bolts broke loose and completely taken out, you take the brake assembly holding the brake pads and just set them to the side. If you hadn't taken them off before, you're going to have some little keepers there screwed on to the wheel studs. You'll need to remove those with a screwdriver and then take your rotor off. Alright, here's your wheel speed sensor. Take an Allen wrench, pop it loose and unscrew that. Now you can wiggle it loose. You have to move your dust shield a little bit, bend it out of place, and carefully work that out of its hole. Then you just pull all the little retainers off that are holding the wiring on, and you'll be down to the connector, which is behind the fender flare. Alright, the actual connection for your wheel speed sensor is behind the shock tower. It's a little hard to get to. You got to do it blind-sided where you can't see what you're doing. You just kind of got to feel it. You can see that red connector there. You pull straight out on that, and then you have to feel for the little like spring-loaded side of it that lets it completely loose. It takes a couple of tries to get it figured out. It's really tough to see. And it's also got two retainers stuck into the back of that shock tower that holds that whole piece firm up against it. You have to take out first. Alright, you want to grease up the wheel sensor with the grease that comes with it. Then be real careful and gentle putting it back in, worming it through that little hole there. Then once you get it back in place and screwed down, you want to make sure you straighten your dust shield back out so it's not rubbing on anything. Put your screw in with the Allen wrench, and then just move on doing everything in the reverse order. As far as putting your brake assembly back on, then putting your caliper back on, and that's about all there is to it. It's not real too difficult a job. Hardest part's figuring out that connector back there when you can't see it. Just make sure you take pictures so you know how it was routed around the brake assembly and the tie rod ends and stuff, so you're not in a bad spot when you go to steer.